Okay, it's August the 18th and quite a beautiful day today actually. It's in the high 70s, about 27 Celsius. And since I've procrastinated in getting out my first video, this is what the garden looks like now, and I might as well put this out along with the rest of the videos I've been taking. And I just want to kind of show you what it looks like at this moment. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you how we got here. Some interesting things have happened. Look at how gigantic my plants are. They're huge. They're almost inconceivably giant. All of the plants are huge like this. It's been kind of a weird season so far. Lots of rain and cold at the beginning, and in June. July became really hot, up into the hundreds, and now it's kind of settling down a little bit and becoming, you know, a little bit more manageable, I suppose. But I like hot weather, so the hundreds don't bother me. But the plants were wilting quite a bit, but now they're doing great. So all my Peruviano Arancio plants, I always have those. And on this side over here, I planted what I thought were nagas, but I'll show you. This plant here is naga. Look at how, I mean, it's not naga, but I thought it was a naga plant. It's definitely a super hot, and I'm going to say, based upon what I know, this is more likely a Trinidad Scorpion. I don't know, Butch T or Maruga, one of the others all I've ever grown. And I don't know why I had them listed as nagas. It's kind of disappointing in a way, but of course there's nothing wrong with scorpions. They're quite hot as well. Nagas are about $1 million. Trinidad Scorpions are probably close to that. It's 750, something like that. And I've got a lot. This is a giant plant, and I have a lot. They'll all probably be ripening at the same time. So there. I've got another plant which is a little bit smaller over here. Now it's a little bit hard for me to even get in here because of how big all the plants are. And I haven't really taken a close look at this. I have two other plants which I bought. One, actually, my son bought for me, and that is called the Dragon's Breath, which, right there, Dragon's Breath, and that's about 2.48 million square units. And this is the plant, and I've got so these ones over here are scorpions, and then on this side are the Dragon's Breath. So, yeah. Look at this guy. Show off. And the others all have tail envy. Oh yes, they're gonna like me the best. So there's that over here. And then I have another plant. I've tried a few times to see it, but I haven't really been able to. And I'm gonna explain that in just a second. But oh wow, oh my. There's a voyage of discovery for me. This is called the Armageddon. And I think I've got something down here about it. I'm going to pull this out because it's here. Yeah, Armageddon. So, this is supposed to be a very hot, whoops, where am I? A very hot pepper as well. World's first F1 super hot chili with fantastic plant vigor. And I knew it was hidden behind all the other plants, but I didn't know what it was doing. And it's been so busy for me. It's been an insanely busy summer. And we have a wedding coming up. Our son is getting married. And, well, his fiancée too. Not just him. And so, yeah, those, look at those. Wow. And I think those are a couple million Scoville units as well. I have to look that up again. Oh, I guess I don't have too many. I don't know, unless there's something else. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, this. I'm going to just edit all of this out, but I could see three. I could see three peppers. Oh, and then a little one over here. Okay, and then more. Well, between the Armageddon and the Dragon's Breath and then the Scorpions, those are some darn hot peppers. Anyway, that's all for that. And then the rest of these peppers over here are all the Peruviano Arancios. And I do have just sweet peppers over here, and I know that there's well, never mind. I thought I had one, but I don't. I've never had much luck with the sweet peppers. But when it comes to hot peppers, I do pretty well. Yep. Yep. So there's lots of those. Now let's talk about the things that are pretty obvious. We planted all the way across, because I've got a double layer here. Along the bottom layer, 1/3 of it is beets. And these beets are huge already. Should have taken them out, I suppose, but like I said, we've been really busy, and you don't do that until you have the time to prepare them. And then we have a bunch of carrots, and well, I guess not a bunch, several bunches, a lot of carrots, 1/3 is filled up with carrots, and I pulled one out yesterday. It's actually very good. And then these are rutabagas. My wife likes rutabagas, and so I thought, I'll just plant some rutabagas. I had no idea what I was getting into, and I didn't know until after I planted the seeds that they aren't ready for picking until after the first frost. So that's when they really get good. Now I go to the bottom here because they're a root vegetable. Oh, yeah, I can see something going on over there. They're all jammed together. So we'll see what they turn out to be like. Oh, I didn't realize there's some probably, but they're not ready for picking because they don't get sweet until after the first frost. Anyway, that's what I've got. And this is I've already been picking some of these peppers. These are fully ripe and ready to come off. This one and this one's not fully ripe, but they're pretty close. And whoa, here's another. These are beautiful. They're beautiful. They're delicious, and they have enough heat for most. And if there's not enough heat, you can use more than one, like I often do. But they taste so good. Like, they're not habanero at all. So they don't have that habanero flavor, which kind of stays with you for the whole day. Sometimes you're burping it up the next day. Others don't really like that. So anyway, that's it for now. I want to put this all together and get it online, because if I don't do it today, I can't even imagine when I'm going to be able to do it. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. And now I'll just show you what it looked like at the very beginning. Okay, today is February the 10th, and I've gotten a very early start on my pepper plants this year. I started the germination process on January the 21st, because if you watched any of my videos, you know that last year was one of my worst years, maybe the second worst I've ever had, and I didn't get any peppers up until the middle of March. So I decided I would start the peppers earlier and get an earlier start. Plus we have several trips that we're going to be taking, and I'd rather have the peppers pretty strong by the time that I ask our son to come and water them. So you probably are wondering why I'm just scanning over all these empty pots, but I'm going to zoom in so you can see and let you know what I've got. And I don't have a big variety, but these ones that are marked are obviously all nagas, and I've got 8 of those, because I'll probably be keeping a couple of these nagas, maybe 3 of them, and give the rest away. There are people who really want to have much hotter peppers. The rest of these peppers are all the same. That's why I haven't put any name plates in them. These are all the Peruviano Arancios, which I have kind of adopted as my pepper of choice. It has a nice little bit of heat. It's probably about as hot as a cayenne, I would say, maybe a serrano. And they're prolific. They come up early. They grow fast. I get peppers off of them. Really, by July, I'll have peppers. I'm picking peppers all year. Everybody loves these plants. Everybody I give to, and I give to a lot of people. I give to like 30 people. So this is the one that they're expecting, and I'm hoping to have really nice big pepper plants full of pods by the time that I give them away. So I mean, you could see that even though I'm still just kind of scanning over them in kind of a careless way, there are actually plants in each of these giant pots. These big 8-inch pots with little tiny plants in the middle. Because I just don't like I don't like taking them out of, like, putting them in a small pot, then moving them into a medium pot, then moving them into, and each time the plant kind of freezes up and doesn't like it, goes into shock. I just don't know. I did it one year. It's terrible. This plant actually just made it. It just came up. So it's not even standing straight up. It's kind of on an angle. Like it's just a really tiny, the smallest of all of them. And I know that some of them aren't going to make it. This guy over here, he's kind of going, I don't know about this. So he's kind of bending over. But, you know, I expect I'm probably going to lose a few. I hope not too many. But then I've got these nagas sitting in these little pots. I'll probably just move them over. Anyone that doesn't make it, I'll just pull that out and I'll just move these nagas into it. And that's fine, you know. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Anyway, that's it. I didn't really want to make a long video, and yeah, I'm just going to tend to them. I'm going to get them nice and firm and strong, and when they're in better shape, I will pick up and continue on. Thanks for watching. Okay, it is April the 7th, and I thought I'd do a quick video just to record the plants, what they look like at this stage. I think they're looking fairly nicely, and I'm quite happy with them. I still have another couple months to go before I'm going to be able to get them outside, but we're way ahead of where we were this time last year, which was quite a bad year. So it's pretty good. 42 plants altogether, and I have 7 nagas and 35 Peruviano Arancios, which I grow all the time. I think they're a very good pepper. They're kind of sweet tasting. They're not the habanero flavor, which isn't my favorite. So I kind of like that. So anyway, this is it. They're doing great, and you probably noticed because you're pretty sharp. If you're watching one of my videos, you're definitely sharp, and notice that there's these yellow things sticking out of every pot. And this is a really weird story. I always use Miracle Grow, and always have, and I've always been really happy with it. So I had like pots clean, no soil from last year. Everything was clean and new, and I had new soil. I had about 6 or 7 bags of the soil in order to fill up these pots, and somehow, I ended up with the little fungus gnats buzzing around the little plants once they popped up. So I don't know how that happened. I can only assume that there was an egg or maybe a couple eggs in the soil, and that's just weird to me because I understand they sterilize the soil. At least that's what I believe they do. They're supposed to do. I don't really understand what happened here at all, but it's not something that I had brought in, and that's all I know. So I did go on to the Amazonian institution of buying stuff online, and got these. I think it was like $12 for 25 or 50. Pardon me. I think it was $12 for 50, something like that. And they're kind of nice. I mean, they're kind of big, but I couldn't find the typical ones that I've been buying that I've bought in past years. So I mean, I did that, and then just to be on the safe side, I did a 1-to-4 solution of hydrogen peroxide, and I made a couple gallons of that. And when I watered with that solution, and that's been about a month now, if not more than a month. And I don't see any gnats flying around. I haven't seen any for a long time. And these, for the most part, these are all clean. Like there's nothing on them. It was maybe overkill. Well, there's a little basement bug on that one, but I'm not talking about that. So I could probably take these out. That would be okay. But what am I going to do with them? Throw them in the garbage? I can't really do much with them. So that's a lot of blabbing about something stupid. But if you notice any fungus gnats, if you can spring text, because I have had miserable winters with gnats. They multiply so fast, and it takes them almost no time to mature to the point where they're laying their own eggs, and the whole thing is pretty serious because the life cycle of the gnat includes a little worm, that little larva worm that eats the roots of the plants. And you just don't want that to happen to your little tiny plants. You've got little seedlings and you got these worms eating them. They're all dying. Now you have no plants. So I took it very seriously, and abundance of caution. And just to make sure that everybody's aware, the hydrogen peroxide, especially like you get the 3% solution, and then you dilute it further in a 1-to-4 distribution, then what you wind up with is the plants do much better, because what you're doing is you're providing them with additional oxygen. They really love that. And you can see they not only did it not do any harm, but they're doing really well. Now today I'm going to give them their first dose of fertilizer. I'm just going to put some slow acting fertilizer on top of the soil and give them a good watering, and then that'll be there every time. Then I could start to see them really move, and I'm a little worried they might start to develop buds before I'm ready for that, and I'll probably just pick those off. I don't want it to do that. I want the plants nice and big this year. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for bearing with me, and I'll see you on the next video. Okay, it's June the 2nd. I wasn't going to bring the plants up. I don't usually do it this weekend in June. It's the next weekend in June, but we're so jam-packed with stuff we have to do this summer. I'm not really going to have much of a chance. This is my chance, and it's pretty nice, but there's supposed to be like a big storm as usual tonight. So I thought I would just do a quick video just to show you what the plants look like. They actually look better now than they did when they were downstairs. They're pretty big. A lot of them are wobbly, so I do have to get them staked. And you can see these two over here are not at all happy. They were all being held up with the other plants, I guess. And yeah, so that's it. They're going to stay. This is our gazebo, and they're going to stay in here basically for the next week. It's going to be some sunny days, some cloudy. There'll be some rain, but they're going to be mostly protected. I'll bring them out in the evenings for a little bit of the evening sun to get them used to it without burning them, hopefully, and get them kind of hardened off, so that next weekend, which should be a fairly quiet weekend for me, I'll be able to start bringing them up to the people I'm giving them to. Like I'm only going to be keeping maybe 15 of these plants, I'd say, maybe 14, maybe 13. I can't remember exactly, but all the rest of them are spoken for. And plus, I have other people who suddenly come up going, "Hey, I heard you have plants." So it's always hard for me to say no, and that's when my numbers start to dwindle a little bit. But I can always buy a plant to fill in a hole. It's not that big a deal, but I like people having my plants, my neighbors, friends, relatives, co-workers, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll be very likely the next time I pick up the camera will be when I've got my plants all in the garden area. So thanks for watching. It's June the 9th, and actually yesterday I managed to prepare all the pepper plants for delivery to their individual recipients, and I planted the ones that I am keeping. These ones here are, well, they're not gone yet, and these two will be gone today. Then I've got these ones that I've planted here. These are Peruviano Arancios. These first 5 here. This one here is a Naga, pretty good size. I do have a San Marzano tomato plant that one of my co-workers germinated from seeds that I gave her a couple of years ago, and she's been growing them since then. And then I have purchased my son and future daughter-in-law bought this for me. It's a dragon's breath pepper, so I don't really know why they are selling dragon's breath pepper plants when they're like 2.5 million Scoville units. So I don't even think that they were being developed for consumption. I think they were being developed for anesthetic purposes. So not aesthetic, anesthetic. So that's, and now of course it's a big thing. I think this one was in line to be the hottest pepper in the world because it was a little bit hotter than the Carolina Reaper, and now there's Pepper X, which has already been confirmed to be hotter than this pepper at, like, I don't know, 2.48 million Scoville units. Pretty nutty. I've got this one I've never heard of before. It's Armageddon, and it looks like a, in the pictures, it looks like a Trinidad Scorpion. It's about 1.3 million Scoville units. Quite a mild pepper. But then I've got the Nagas, and the Nagas are somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 million to 1.2 million, maybe 1.3 million as well. That's the tiniest of all the ones. I had 8 Naga plants, and that's the smallest one. That's the biggest one, and all the ones in the middle, the other 6 I am giving away, and that's how that generally works in my world. All the rest of these are Peruviano Arancios, and you can see they're all pretty small. I don't know. I'm still not sure what's going to happen. This one has not been claimed. I'm just kind of hanging on to it to see what happens. It's a nice little plant. And these ones here, I'll see what happens with these ones as well. They're pretty well spoken for, but there's no confirmation yet on them. Okay, it's June the 24th. It's a beautiful day today. We're at the end of the day pretty much. But it's been in the high 70s. It might have hit 80s today. And I've actually been putting my video on YouTube. And I thought I might as well just do one last little look here. I've rearranged the plants. I've done a few things here and there, and they're starting to really come together now. And you can see I've got quite a few peppers already in the 24th, and I've got all these peppers. And yeah, we've had a lot of rain. We've had a lot of sun. We've got, a bit of everything. We've had gale, storm, hail, stone, rainbows. Not that affects the peppers, but these are all Peruviano Arancios, little tiny one I just stuck in there over the weekend. And I have tons, really, tons. And I just gave them a good fertilizer. You can't tell by looking at that. It's a bloom buster, which is very good. I use it quite often. I didn't use it last year, I don't think, but I've used it quite often. And yeah, 15 Peruviano Arancio plants. That's the biggest one right there, but I have a few others that are pretty good size. I'm skipping over the middle part, and here are the rest of them. And these are all the little ones, but even the little ones are, producing some peppers, have some flowers on them. So it's probably going to be a pretty good year. I'm pretty excited. These plants will come into their own. It'll be just fine. This one doesn't have much on it, but it's a very nice looking plant. I expect that it'll do something pretty soon. I next want to talk about my nagas. So this guy here, I think it's the biggest naga I've ever grown. Yeah, and it's got some nice growth happening. It'll fill in this little blank spot in the middle. No peppers yet, but I don't think it'll take too long. I've got some flowers on it already. Should be nice. And I also have this little tiny one over here. So I don't really know what's going to happen with it, but it deserves a chance too. And over here is a dragon's breath. And I do have a couple peppers already on it right here. I did not grow this one from seed. Yeah, this was one my son and his girlfriend, well, his fiance, I suppose. My son and his fiance bought this plant for me, Dragon's Breath, which is kind of funny to think that they're selling this just at a regular garden center. I think it's what, 2.5 million Scoville units. Just shy of the new hottest pepper in the world, which is Pepper X, as most of us know. But it should be like too hot to even eat. I don't even know why I want to grow it, but it's fine. And the Armageddon, which is like 1.5 million Scoville units. So I do have some flowers on it. These are the ones. These plants here, they'll take a long time to really to ripen. And I think that's enough. Over here is San Marzano. Funny thing about this San Marzano tomato plant, besides the fact that it was like this big when I got it, but it's from the seeds that I gave to somebody that I work with, and she's been growing them for a couple of years, and then she gave me this plant. I give her pepper plants all the time, so it's really nice. I get a pepper plant. I'm sorry, a San Marzano tomato plant, and it's really started to grow just in the last little while. I've given it lots of room on either side. I know it'll get big, and those tomatoes are fantastic. So that's that. That's really what I have. I have 15. I've got another 2 nagas, 15, 17, 18, 19, and then 19 pepper plants and the tomato plant. Looking great, actually. I'm pretty happy. Then I have a lilac tequila bell pepper over here. I've never grown bell peppers before, so I'm looking forward to trying my hand at that. Maybe I'll grow them if it turns out well. And I'll just skip over. On this side I have what's this one? A Escamillo sweet pepper, which is a golden color. So those are both kind of fun. And then we've got 1/3 beets, 1/3 carrots, 1/3 rutabagas, and I might thin it out. Maybe I'll thin out half of it, and I'll let the other half just do what it wants to do. I'm just curious. If we get even 1 or 2 rutabagas, My wife's favorite root vegetable, actually. She's from Newfoundland, and that's a big thing for them. They call them turnips, but as we discover, they're not turnips, they're actually rutabagas. In Newfoundland, they call the rutabagas turnips. It's just a thing that happens. So we'll see how they grow, and yeah, it's going to be kind of fun. We'll see. I have a bunch of experiments happening. I also have my tomato plants here, and they were all pretty small, but as often happens, they're all small, little cherry tomatoes and grape tomatoes. This one is a Ruby Dipper. This one is called the Sweet 100. This one is called the Sprite Grape Tomato. Then this one is the Red Grape. And is that all it's called? I think that's all it's called. Red Grape. And then this one is called the Baby Boomer. I know we had this one last year. And we got lots of flowers. Going to be a good year. And over here on this side of our patio, nice herb garden. I know this looks like regular onions, but actually they're chives. So they were chives when we grew them in a little tiny platform last year, and this year when they sprang up here, and well, not quite, but I mean they didn't spring up in their usual thing, and they got really gigantic. No one can believe. This is a garlic chive. Then we have parsley and sweet basil, another sweet basil plant over here. We have cilantro, also known as coriander, for the seeds at least, and Italian oregano over here. And over here is a dinosaur which has finished eating its prey, which I think was a human, because look at this vertebrae. I found this in our backyard. I have no idea what it is. Maybe somebody can help me with this. It's I mean, it looks like a vertebrae to me. But it's amazing that this little tiny dinosaur, I think this is our grandson's dinosaur. We found it in the tomato platform over there. So anyway, yeah, that's what we've got. Very exciting, really nice. And now that I've finished this up, I'm going to post the video. So if you've actually watched all the way through to the end and you're seeing this, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And yeah, when we get to a point where there's something to show, I'll probably do another video. I will for sure. I'll do another video at some point. So thank you very much, and bye for now.